Okay, well, I don't have very many books at my house. They're all at school, and I'm hoping I can get in the classroom this week to pick up some books and materials. But this is one I've had on my shelf that I used to read to my kids, and it's called Lyle, Lyle, Crocodile. I'm going to read it in 3 parts because it's kind of long. Lyle, Lyle, Crocodile by Bernard Weber. And this one was written a while ago. This was written in 1965, so it's kind of an old story, but it's pretty silly and cute. This is the house on East 88th Street. Mr. and Mrs. Prim and their son Joshua live in the house on East 88th Street. So does Lyle. Listen. Swish, swash, splash, swoosh. That's Lyle. Lyle, crocodile. Lyle was very happy living with the Prim family. He was especially happy when he was being useful, like helping Joshua brush up on schoolwork. Wow, don't you wish you had a crocodile at your house to help you do some studying? But if Lyle was happy, he was making someone else unhappy, perfectly miserable, in fact. That someone else was Loretta, Mr. Grump's cat. Mr. Grumps lived just 2 houses away from the Prims. Whenever his cat caught even the slightest glimpse of Lyle, she would fling herself into a nervous fit. Lyle wanted desperately to win Loretta over. He tried flashing his sweetest, most toothsome smile at her to show her how really friendly he was. But this only frightened the distrustful animal even more. In the end, Mr. Grumps, who was even more excitable than his cat, would burst from the house shaking an angry fist at Lyle. "Something will have to be done about that crocodile," he shouted as Lyle fled to the safety of his own house. To take his mind off his troubles with Loretta and Mr. Grumps, Lyle filled his days playing with Joshua and his friends. He liked being it. He could skip double dutch 100 times without missing. And it came as no particular surprise that Lyle could high jump. But Loretta, who was just out for an airing, was surprised. She was terribly surprised. Loretta was so surprised and so shaken, she fled to the nearest tree, and no amount of coaxing would bring her down. Not until Mr. Grumps arrived to rescue and comfort her would she consider coming down. "Something will have to be done about that crocodile," stormed Mr. Grumps. Now Mr. Grumps was really furious. He knew he would be snappy, irritable, and impossible to live with when he returned to his job in a big department store the following day. And I'm going to stop there until tomorrow.